Hi, welcome to this video. This is part two of our generating functions video. Uh, we'll be discussing some typical sequences and the generating functions for those, right? But before we do that, I would like to explain the generalized binomial expansion because we'll be using that extensively in this section of the theory. Generalized binomial expansion, this is for every alpha belonging to real numbers. What we have is 1 plus minus x power alpha will be equal to summation of r is equal to 0 to infinity, and you have alpha cr plus minus x to the power r, where we will define this alpha cr term, right? This is equal to actually 1 plus minus alpha z alpha x plus alpha into alpha minus 1 by 2 factorial x square plus minus alpha into alpha minus 1 alpha minus 2 by 3 factorial x cube and so on. The rth term here is minus 1 power r alpha minus 1 so on till alpha minus r plus 1 by r factorial into x power r, and it goes on forever, right? Now this series this series is infinite if alpha is not a positive integer. So keep that in mind. Whenever it is a fraction or a negative integer, then the series is an infinite series which converges only for mod alpha less than 1, which converges for mod alpha less than 1. If mod alpha is greater than 1, then the series is divergent, right? So using this, I will show you a couple of important examples. So if we have 1 by 1 minus x, right, that will be equal to 1 minus x power minus 1, which is equal to 1 plus minus 1 into minus x, so 1 plus x. And using the formula minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 by 2 factorial x square and so on. And what you will get is the third term will be x cube and so on. So if you evaluate this, it will be minus 1 into minus 2, so 2 by 2 factorial. So the series becomes 1 plus x square plus x cube and so on. And if you have, let's say, 1 by 1 minus x whole square, then this becomes 1 by 1 minus x power minus 2, and that is going to be 1 plus 2x plus 3x square plus 4x cube and so on. So in general, you should know the expansion of 1 by 1 minus x to the power n, and that will become 1 minus x power minus n, that is 1 plus nx plus n into n plus 1 by 2 factorial x square plus n into n plus 1 n plus 2 by 3 factorial x cube and so on. Basically, this has been defined like this. It can be written as 1 plus 1 plus n minus 1 c1 x plus 1 plus n 2 plus n minus 1 c2 x square plus so on. So basically the general term here becomes r plus n minus 1 cr. So this series can be written as summation of r plus n minus 1 cr x power r. Now r goes from 0 to infinity. So you can confirm that with the generalized binomial expansion shown on the previous screen. You can calculate this and confirm for yourself that this is happening, right? And check whether this thing is actually giving all of the terms, all of the coefficients or not. The reason we are discussing this is because this comes up very frequently in any question involving generating functions. So I will show you a few examples. So what we'll see is we'll try to write a sequence and guess the generating function for that. Write a sequence and guess its generating function. So that will be a good exercise for us before we proceed to actually solving combinatorial problems using them, right? So the first sequence that we'll look at is for each n belonging to natural numbers, let the sequence be defined as this. Sequence AR is such that AR is equal to 1 if R is equal to N, 0 otherwise. Correct? This is the sequence. So think about what the sequence is. It is basically 0, first term is 0, second term is 0. These zeros keep happening till you get to the nth term, which is 1, and then after that again it is 0. This is the sequence. This is the nth term. So the obvious generating function for this would be, I will write generally as a power n x power n. That is my generating function when n goes from 0 to infinity, right? So since all of these coefficients are 0, I will say 0 into x power 0 plus 0 into x power 1 plus 0 into x power 2 plus so on till I'll get 1 into x power n, and after that everything else is 0, right? So the sequence for this will be simply x power n. X power n is the generating function for this particular sequence, this sequence that we have. Let's do another example. Suppose you have the sequence this nc0, nc1, nc2. This is my sequence of numbers, right? Correct. ncn is the last one, and after that you have 0, 0, 0, and so on. Because nc n plus 1 is by definition equal to 0. You cannot choose n plus 1 things out of n things, right? So this generating function would be, again be similarly summation r goes from 0 to infinity ncr x power r. So that is actually the binomial expansion for 1 plus x power r, right? 1 plus x power n. 1 plus x power n. So the generating function for this sequence is simply 1 plus x power n. Correct? Okay, let's we have already seen that if you have a sequence of 1, 1, 1, 1, right? Suppose this is my sequence. We have already seen that the expansion of 1 by 1 minus x is 1 plus x square plus so on, right? So obviously notice here each coefficient is 1, 1, 1, and so on. So the generating function for this one would be 1 by 1 minus x, right? And if you have the sequence, let's say this one 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This is my sequence. So technically the series should be 1 into x power 0 plus 2 into x power 1 plus 3 into x square and 4 into x cube and so on. And just now we saw earlier that 1 by 1 minus x whole square has this expansion 1 plus 2x plus 3x square and so on. So the generating function here is actually just 1 by 1 minus x whole square, right? So I hope you're getting the idea of how we decide these generating functions, right? So let's do a slightly more non-trivial example. Let's say we have n minus 1 c0, 1 plus n minus 1 c1. We have 2 plus n minus 1 c2. So this is the pattern 0 plus n minus 1 c0, 1 plus n minus 1 c1, 2 plus n minus 1 c2, and so on till r plus n minus 1 cr, and this continues. If this is my sequence, what will be my function? It should be this r 0 to infinity r plus n minus 1 cr x power r, and that, as we saw earlier, was the generalized binomial, that was the binomial expansion for 1 minus x to the power n. So you can convince yourself that this will look like this, right? We saw that earlier. We saw that it can be written as 1 plus nx plus n into n plus 1 by 2 factorial x square and so on, right? So these terms will actually match all of this. Because look at this, this is nc1, which is equal to n, right? And this is n plus 1 c2, which will be equal to this thing, right? So this is another example of our generating function. So now let's do a particular question where we are trying to find the coefficient of x power k, where k is greater than equal to 18 in the expansion of x cube plus x power 4 plus x power 5 and so on to the power 6. This is the question. Questions like this will arise a lot because when we count something combinatorially using generating functions, ultimately we will need coefficient of some power of x in a particular series. So you need to get used to the idea of finding these coefficients. So how do we do this? Let's see. We can take x cube common here. This becomes 1 plus x square and so on till infinity, right? To the power 6. So that can be written as x power 18, and this is 1 plus x square plus so on. So this becomes x power 18 multiplied by 1 minus x whole power 6. 1 by 1 minus x whole power 6, right? So now we know the expansion for this series. This is basically x power 18, 1 minus x power minus 6. We know the expansion for this particular series. We know that that is going to be x power 18 summation r goes from 0 to infinity r plus n minus 1 cr x power r, right? This is the sequence, but n here is 6 for us, right? So it becomes x power 18 summation r goes from 0 to infinity. It is r plus 6 minus 1. So basically r plus 5 cr, right? For x power r. So that can also be written as x power 18 summation r plus 5 c5 by simple property that ncr is equal to ncn minus r. So this is the sequence, right? Correct. Now the coefficient of x power 18 we are seeking, right? So that will be, since x power 18 is multiplied here, what we really need is coefficient of x power k minus 18, right? No, actually we are wanting coefficient of x power k. So x power 18 is already here. So what we need is coefficient of x power k minus 18 in this sequence, right? Okay, so that is fairly straightforward. I'll just write it here. Coefficient of x power k was asked, and we have the sequence x power 18 summation r goes from 0 to infinity r plus 5 c5 x power r. So if I need coefficient of k where k is greater than equal to 18, I have to find out coefficient of x power k minus 18 in this series summation r plus 5 c5 x power r, right? Which will be x power. So you have to put just r is equal to k minus 18 here. So it will be k minus 18 plus 5 c5, right? That will be my summation. So that is actually equal to k minus 13 c5, right? K minus 13 c5. So for any k, I'm getting the answer as k minus 13 c5, right? Okay. So if someone had asked me k is equal to 30, what is the coefficient of that in the original series? I would have just said uh, 30 minus 13 c5, so 17 c5, right? So this is my answer for the summation. Um, I will stop at this point. We will discuss more generating functions and more problems using them, where we will model actual combinatorial problems using generating functions method. I recommend you look at Herbert Wilf's textbook, Herbert Wilf Generating Functionology. So right now we have done basics of the first chapter. We have identified so far, we have identified the standard way to solve a generating function given a recurrence. So what you do is basically multiply by x power n and sum over n. And then you claim that you are finding the ax or the bx function, which is the generating function. So in the first chapter itself, he has a method to solve the question for the partition of the Stirling numbers, which tell you the partitions of n integers into k classes. So uh, he has a method to solve it by the generating function method. So look at that. Definitely that will be useful for you. And what we will do is we'll go ahead and we'll go ahead to chapter 2 and 3 in that book and make further videos about those things. So keep in mind that this technique is super useful in combinatorial problems, and you will find this in any Olympiad problem. You'll probably have an approach using generating functions. So this is going to be very useful for us as we go ahead in our study. That's it for this video. I'll see you next time.